background. A couple people screaming, "Hey!"
Hey,
and "Hey!" All right, so it's been a while since we've done a recording, and we typically do football. We did a little bit of NC2A basketball. We found a lot of success there, but selfishly, it's because I'm pretty much a ghost all summer long, and I'm back, and we're going to do this recording. I don't know that we do one next week, but we certainly do one the following week. And as we get ready for football season, there's just a few things I'm going to get into. We're about 3 weeks away, 3.5 weeks away from NC2A football. I'm full on right now into the CFL, and I'm just going to talk about what from a strategic standpoint everybody should be doing right now, getting ready for football season, as far as bankroll management and plotting out your strategy and the progression. We're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to talk about some of the CFL rules. Chris, you hit on it. You asked a couple questions that probably everybody on this call or anybody listening to it is going to have about the CFL and the rules. And I'm certainly going to get into a little bit of the point spreads related to it. And let's go there first. So right now I'm full on CFL. I've been heavily investing in the CFL for the last, call it 5 years, and it's a very different game. There's this belief out there that it's second tier football, and it might be as far as financials go, but when you watch these players, there is no second tier athleticism or anything like that. Some of these quarterbacks and what they do, it's pretty incredible to watch. I'm saying that as I watch a quarterback just bust a 10-yard run and pick up a 2nd and 11, but there's some rule differences, and it applies to the point spreads and the way that you invest. A little different than the NFL. You're looking at 3 downs and not 4 downs. So there is no 3 and out. There's 2 and out. So they try and run a play on 1st down. They fall short. They try and run a play on 2nd down. They fall short. Well, now on 3rd down is where they're punting or kicking a field goal. So that's a huge difference. And the game moves faster. So with that, when you get into live betting and you're looking at over-unders, jumping onto an over-under with 3 or 4 minutes to go, I've seen 3 touchdowns scored with 3 minutes to go, because on top of the pace of the game and just simply being 3 downs, the play clock is also 20 seconds. It's not 40 seconds like in the NFL, where in the NFL, 3 minutes to go, the game is pretty much over. They take some knees. If you take 2 knees in the CFL with a minute to go, you're giving the team the ball back and they have to run at least 1 play. So it's very different. The other difference is field goal range. The goalpost is actually at the front of the end zone. So in the NFL or the college, when you see the play is on the 30-yard line, you got to do some weird math in your head, and it's probably like a 46, 47-yard field goal. In the CFL, that is a true 30-yard field goal. So it looks like they have better legs. And the kickers truly are better in the CFL for whatever reason. There's a handful of rugby style kickers and a lot of that in the CFL. But the other one and this one, God, it could be the greatest thing you've ever seen when you're investing in a game, or it could be the absolute worst thing that has ever happened. But teams can actually score a point on the kickoff. There's a lot of different ways that it happens. They call it the single or the rogue kick. And so if you're the kicking team and you kick the ball out of the end zone, you get a point. So if you're on the underdog, like tonight, this point spread was originally 3.5 points. Let's say you took Winnipeg plus 3.5 and Hamilton's winning by 3, and a kickoff out of the end zone can turn it into a 4-point and that half point. So the hook, the half point can help you or hurt you in many different ways in the CFL. You can actually get points on the kickoff. And I don't even think they care about the single if you watch some of the way they play, but some teams do. Like right now, there's a 1-point difference, and Hamilton needs to get that. So they're probably going to put their big leg kicker on the very next time they score to try and get that single back. So there is some strategy that goes into there, but it's just a much faster game. These receivers, they can run north-south, they can run east-west in motion, and the gameplay itself I find to be more exciting than NC2A or NFL. And I'm full on in it. I'm going to post CFL picks every week. The betting sites have not caught up to the pace that I'm moving at for sure. But like just yesterday is when Bovada, my site, posted the spreads for tonight's game. There's still no spreads for tomorrow's game. I'm looking at Edmonton this weekend. I don't know what the number is. I do like Edmonton to win the game, but I don't know how many points I'm willing to lay on it. And I like Calgary. I think Bo Levi Mitchell would probably be better than half of the quarterbacks in the NFL. So full on CFL, and these are not. We talk units, and there's some new people to the group that are going to listen to this recording. Whatever your unit is, if you're $1 a game better, if you're a $10 a game better, that's what I refer to as the unit. And the CFL, just to give everybody an idea, I bet quadruple units on the CFL most of the summer. And then when I get to the NC2A or NFL, I move back, and my unit for the NC2A or NFL changes to a quarter of what my CFL unit is, just to give anybody an idea as to how far into CFL I am. Not having it all summer long, now I'm going to run into a dilemma because we're going to be intermingling this season CFL with NC2A and NFL plays. So every week when I post picks, I'm going to throw CFL plays in there. It's not as easy to watch. ESPN app, ESPN Plus, you can usually access the games. Tonight's game is on ESPN, so it's on ESPN2. Tomorrow's game you got to be on an app, and then Saturday's game you can get it on cable or whoever your provider is. But it's full on CFL, and I take these picks very seriously. As far as NFL and college football goes, college football, we tiptoe into it. Week 0, which is, I think Labor Day weekend is the opening weekend. The weekend before that, they call it week 0 because there's about 3 days of full on games. I have money line underdog winners that I'm looking for in that first week. So I'm going to post the picks like I have every year. I say every year. Last year was the first year, but it was a pretty good one. God, enough time has gone by. But I'm going to post the picks on the premium side for everybody, and then we'll talk strategy, and we'll talk bankroll management here in the next couple of weeks. And just remind everybody, this is investing. It's yes, I can pick winners, but I want everybody's takeaway to really be the bankroll management side of things, how you start week 1 and progress throughout the season, and actually find a way to have paid yourself at least 20 or 30 times over. And that's what the name of this game is. That being said, tonight's a preseason football game. Muhammad, I'm not saying this to give you shit, but I hear it from a lot of people at this time of year, because people know how far into the sports investing I am. People ask me, who do you like in tonight's game? And I don't even know there's a football game on it. It's preseason. I don't take it seriously. I don't throw money at it just to be involved in the game, just to care. I strongly believe that the tone you set right now for how you're going to invest in football this season, it's very important. If you're just going to throw $20 at it, and whatever, if I lose the $20, I don't know. If you do that 5 times, that's $100, and you throw that in there. And I don't know what kind of dollar amounts everybody's dealing with during the week when we're looking at the market, but every one of us gets disappointed when we lose 5% on an investment. So you got to think about it this way. I take it very seriously. So I really don't touch the preseason. I will tell you, every week I'm going to post, Chris, we probably talk about what the best time to do this live recording is, but every week when I do the Sports Betting Weekly on Belly Up Sports and ESPN, I'm going to post that on this page so everybody can listen to it. And there's some more picks, there's some more opinions that come into the picture, but I'm going to post that for everybody. And I had a thought and I forgot what I was going to say. No, it's been a long week. But what I was going to say is they have easy sports data. It's something that Second Half Chaz was talking about tonight. They've put together all of the data with preseason, and they've got numbers having to do with what teams do over, under. And if you're betting just strictly on the data, that's kind of like reading charts in the stocks every week. But Chaz is partnered up with DC Sports Radio And, tonight their play was under 31 in this game because Dallas was averaging a certain amount of points and their games were always under 31. I kind of question that because the last 9 games of Dallas's preseason history didn't involve the head coach that they currently have. So I kind of laid off of that. But their data is going to prove to be true. So I'll post that information so everybody can have it. And what you do with the Easy Sports data is totally up to you. There's going to be links to get to it. And it's really good information, and it's right more than it's wrong. It's usually about 67 to 73% right. And he's got data tracking with everything, horses, baseball, and usually it's right. I don't really have much else I was going to say. I posted the pick for tonight's CFL game. I put Hamilton. I had Hamilton -2.5. CFL is really weird because there's not a ton of action on it. A lot of the times when I play CFL bets, it stalls and it submits and it asks for an approval. And then sometimes it'll send back and tell me that it won't accept the bet. And then I have to knock off $5 and see if it'll go with it. And CFL is really weird. This spread opened at 4.5 and the game kicked off and the spread was 1.5. And it's just odd like that. There is live action. And I will say live action, I said it on the recording earlier, live action is not my true strategy for CFL because there's huge swings in the game. You can catch a money line, but I think you kind of go old school and you play what you're going to play and you stay there. And that's kind of the piece for the week. I would tell everybody, think about what your unit is. And when I say unit, I mean picture the total dollar amount that you're prepared to invest. I don't want to say lose because we're not losing that money. It's just not happening. If you do, you did something weird. But take the total dollar amount that you're willing to invest, and probably divide that by 15. And I say divide that by 15 because opening week of college football, we're probably gonna have 8 or 9 picks, probably 9 to make it an odd number. That way we're guaranteed a winning week at 5-4. But you probably divide it by 15 and you leave the remainder to have some cushion in your bankroll for live action, and you keep the unit the same. So, if you're willing to invest $15, you're probably betting $1, and that's your unit for the week. So when we say unit, that's where you're at is $1, and it's okay. You can start with $15. It's okay. You probably start with if you start with $1 a game, by the end of the season, I can almost guarantee you that you're going to be betting between $20 and $30 a game. Muhammad is on this recording, and I don't know if he wants to throw dollar amounts out there, but I can tell you where he started last year, week 1, and where he ended up by the Super Bowl. It's a grown man's annual salary, and it's kind of where it goes if you follow a process. So I don't really have much to get into. I really wanted this recording to just be hello and welcome to anybody new. I wanted to talk CFL a little bit and just get everybody ready for what's to come. We're going to record every week, and I'll get more into the games closer to the time. A lot can change between now and then. This Delta thing is running around, and it could change everything. I know that in the NFL, they're fining players for testing positive, and there's talk of game forfeitures and things like that. So COVID affected our season last year, and it's certainly around, and it's going to affect this season. So I don't want to talk too far in advance because I think it'd be reckless for me to give anybody advice leaning towards a game that might not take place or might be lopsided or players might be left out. And I mean, there's still players that need to be signed. So anybody else have anything for me? Elliot, I haven't seen your name come across the screen in a while. How you been, man? All right.
Hey, I'm doing good, bro. Just hanging out, saving some money for the season, and looking to put a little bankroll in the pocket.
Oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna.
Oh, I know. I appreciate you, and I'm glad you're back.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Muhammad, you got anything? Chris, you got anything?
No, I'm good. Appreciate getting back into this. I know your schedule has been less than great the past few weeks, months, but I know there's some good stuff coming up here soon, so I'm glad we're back doing this.
Yeah, we're back at it. It's I'm used to giving my life, all summer long, but the trade-off is, what goes on in the fall, and we're back at it for sure. And we want to grow the sports part, and and I did before we got into the summer. It's probably at this point, it's probably back in April or May, but I gave everybody contact information for John from GMF Sports, and the dude is money when it comes to baseball. Like he's one of those guys when it comes to baseball and basketball. If whatever he says, I'll just do it. I'll just look at what he's playing for the day. I'll ask him, and I don't even give it any thought or break it down any further. If I doubt it, I just walk away. But for the most part, I just blindly put money on whatever he says. And I know I gave everybody all the premium side access to him for the summer when I'm not able to give winners in baseball and just stuff that I can't do. But now we're back to football. And last year we would have been number 3 in the world at the Westgate, which we are entering this year. If I can get my proxy to cooperate. No. Otherwise, I think that's it. We'll get back at it in a couple weeks. If you guys need anything in between now and then, anybody can direct message me. Last year, we on Bovada, so any of the guys that were in last year, the premium for the sports side, everybody just logged in and made their first deposit, and it sent me over. It was a tip the bartender thing. What I've learned this year, and again, you do as you wish. Nobody owes me anything, but that you can transfer balance from one account to another. So if at any point in the season anybody wants to tip the bartender, you can do it that way, even if you've done the bonus piece already. And any of the new guys out there, if you all you got to do is go into Bovada, create a new account. They're probably going to give you 100% bonus to sign in, and if you include my email address, that gets you your premium access, and it tips the bartender, and everybody's happy. If you don't like the site, you just don't play it again. The next week, you withdraw your money through crypto or whatever else, and God, at this point, leave your money in the crypto. It's on a nice run this past week.
I was going to say, leave that in there.
Yeah, especially Ethereum this week. But either way, if anybody wants to tip the bartender, you can. Chris and I are going to talk here in a little bit, and we're going to get a web page up, and that's where we're at. All right, everybody, have a world-class day and a wonderful week, and go Hamilton Ticats.